First of all, I want to let you know that I was on YouTube looking for inspiration, because I do that on occasion, just to give me some fuel to get motivated to go out there and do something new. I came across a guy by the name of Genesis Del Bosque. I saw his YouTube videos, and he's a bodybuilder. He did a lot of bodybuilding before he got injured, and he kept with it. And the dude is a beast. I'll try to hook you up with a link to a video that I saw that inspired me and made me realize that I needed to take weightlifting seriously, because I liked his results and I want to compete. That's why I'm in here twice a week doing as much as I can to make the gains that I have to get to that level. First, let me introduce you to him. He's not here right now, but he's on my wall for a little bit of inspiration. Pope, come give a little close-up of my man Genesis Del Bosque. A big inspiration in my life that has kept me going. Alright, that's enough of him, Pope. Bring it on back to the star of the show. Okay? Go ahead and get back where you were so I can keep going with this film. Because it's time to move on. Once I realized that he was doing bodybuilding competitions, I realized I had to get involved. For the longest time, I thought to myself, there's no way I can bodybuild. I don't have biceps. I barely have biceps that work. I'm 100 pounds overweight, or damn near close. I was pretty chunky at one point. Started figuring out my diet. Started thinking, you know what? I could work out. I could start doing more with my life to feel good and give me more confidence to do the things that I want to do, like wheelchair rugby. So I started working out, started small, started using wristbands, wrist weights, like these guys. If I can pick them up, I got a whole lot of stuff on my lap to show you. And this wrist weight is pretty damn heavy. And it gave me the confidence to start using this, strapping them on my wrists, keeping it low weight, because I didn't have a whole lot of muscle when I started. I'd wrap them around my wrist. I'd be doing all kinds of exercise. First, I had no idea what I was doing. I had these on my wrist while I was boxing the air. That was a bad idea. You can see old videos of me doing that. Now, I'm doing it right. I've got my form down, and I don't even need these wrist weights anymore. But I highly recommend you start with them. You can stack them around your wrist and add multiple weights to get to a place where you want to get the right weight right. Now, I'm done with those. I've moved on to a curl bar. Alright, I've got my curl bar right here. Just your basic dumbbell. I get that mixed up all the time. Alright, and what I've done is I've added duct tape to my dumbbell to give me extra grip when I'm using my hooks. Because if I don't do that, then it will slide all over the place. And that doesn't make for good reps. And it's very frustrating. So I added duct tape to make it stick when I put my hooks on the dumbbell. And even then, it does slip a little bit. The higher the weight you go, the more slippery it's going to get. Alright, now I want to show you a really cool trick that I learned when I was weightlifting. A lot of people think that they have to have 2 sets of weightlifting bars to be able to do the workouts that they have. And it's an absolute scam. They try to rip you off like this. So I found a way around it. Okay, Fofe, I need you to come in here real close. Alright? There's 2 tricks you can do to this. The first being that you can add, use a small weight. You're probably too close, Fofe. Back it up, buddy. Alright, come in front of me so that they can see me better. Alright? You can add a 5-pound weight or even a 2.5 weight to this section. See how it's got a small diameter? That it holds the weight. And once that's on there, you can add weights with bigger dimensions so that you can use the heavier weights that you put on this machine right here. And you don't have to buy 2 sets. It works really well. So here's the method, alright? You add a small weight with a small diameter, that's the other side, and you can add a bigger weight on top of it. And what you do is you take this clip right here and you line it up in the bigger diameter so that you can hold it in its place. It'll stay right on that ring and you don't have to go out and buy 2 sets. Or there's another way. See how I have this clip right here? You can have that and then you can set that on the inside, which doesn't make sense at first, but it locks the bigger diameter weight in place. And then you take a second clip and you add it on top, you tighten it down so it gets right in the center of that, and it's almost a perfect fit for that diameter of the weight. It'll take extra clips. It might take 4 clips to do it, but if you don't want to buy any extra sets and you only need 2 of them, it'll be way cheaper for you in the long run to not go out and buy 2 sets of weights. Alright guys, now I want to move on to using bandages around your arms. I have it just long enough so I can get about 2 wraps around my arm. And what that's going to do is it's going to protect your skin. You're going to be able to do it pain-free for the most part until you get into some serious weight. And then you'll probably have to come up with something new. But this will get you started in the beginning. Once I have my bandage wrap on, and you can get these anywhere, medical store, online, it's pretty easy to find this stuff. Alright, then you're going to take the SPRI, that damn paper is pissing me off. Alright, now you want to take your SPRI and you'll get some assistance unless you can do it on your own. And I've shown you this guy to you guys before, and you want to wrap it around, lock it in with Velcro, and this thing is really strong. It'll keep your position down, it will keep the strap where you want it for the most part. There's only a few exercises that I struggle with because the strap is rotating. Alright, once you have that on Velcro really well, you can do a lot of exercises with it. That's the SPRI weightlifting strap. Just to give you an example of what you can do is come pan up to this. Alright, I have a pull down bar up here where I have an SPRI cuff up top. Go ahead and go in and show them what I'm doing. And what I've done is I've taped the bar, which stops the metal hooks from sliding back and forth, and it keeps them in place so I can have a pretty good amount of weight at the distance that I want from the center of the bar, and I can do pull down resistance and all kinds of things with this movement, or with this placement of the tape, and it stops it from moving back and forward. Alright, that's good. Next, I want to show you guys how to take a bite out of an apple. That was a good bite of apple. Up next, I want to show you guys another way of using this exercise equipment. What I've done is I've hooked up I've hooked up a car strap to the pulley system that's at the bottom of this weightlifting machine. Why don't you come in here and show them what I'm talking about? In the middle of that metal section, there's a pulley system where you can hook up some kind of strap. And I used one of my car straps because it wasn't being used, and I know that it's very strong and can take a lot of weight. And what I did is I took that and I put a couple of mountain climbing clips, show them the mountain climbing clip setup, and what I did is I took that and put them on the end of the strap, which makes it a lot easier to be able to put the hooks that I use onto the strap. And once I did that, then all you have to do is hook up your weightlifting strap to it, slides right in nice and easily, and then you do an exercise that I'm sure you'll soon see, like doing my shoulder shrugs or any kind of shoulder movement that I want to use with that pulley system. Alright, you probably have been watching this video thinking, why the hell is that board on the ground? And I'll tell you why it's there. because when you're lifting a lot of weight and you're on concrete, this machine likes to slide forward. So what I do to leverage against that is I put a big chunky board down that will go against my tires, and it will stop the machine from moving. So I'll center up in the middle of that some way or form, and I stop the machine from moving by putting the weight that I'm pulling against my wheelchair. It's a great advantage to stop it from moving, because it's really annoying and frustrating when you're in the right position and it doesn't want to move backwards, or it wants to keep moving. I want to tell you right now that the power chair, an electric wheelchair with a tilt, is a very essential part in you being able to lift the weight that you want to, if you want to do this seriously. I have a lot of stability in this chair, and it allows me to hit different angles by tilting back and being in the position that I want to be in. And it's an excellent resource to really being able to work out hard. I feel great working out in a power chair, whereas in a manual chair I feel like I have less opportunity because the wheelchair is a lot lighter, a lot less stable. It's not going to be the best option if you want to work out tough. It also, I found, has limited me with some of the movements that I like to do. I wasn't able to do bent over row or do a lot of different exercises. Maybe 4 or 5 of my normal routine I had to cut out because I was in a manual chair. If you hate electric chairs, power chairs, I understand. I'm trying to get out of it myself. But for working out, a power chair is your best friend. I almost forgot to share with you a way that I keep track of my sets and reps during my workouts, and also my weights that I'm pushing every week. Well, I have the tallies on this side over here, and I keep all my exercises in a row so that I can mark them off one at a time as I complete them. Over here I keep the weights, the amount of weight that I'm doing, so that way each time I work out I can try to put a little bit more weight on than the time before, because that's how you make gains. You have to keep increasing the weight to make strength happen in your arms and to build those muscles. One more thing I want to show you is what to do with resistant bands. This equipment is great because you have these little clips and you can raise them up and lower them and attach it to the back to create different angles of motion, and that is a powerful tool when you're trying to build muscle. Changing the angle will help you tremendously in gaining muscle. I said that twice and I think it's beautiful. Alright, now you go down to your medical facility. You can find these online, wherever. You get about 5 or 6 feet, and then you tie it in a knot, and then you can do all kinds of stuff. This is a bad example, but I usually use my hooks. And what you can do with the hooks is the same thing that I did with the car strap in hooking up the climber clips so that it's easier to strap on there, and you can do a lot more exercises, and it makes it a bit more easy to hook things up. So I highly recommend you combine those two things, and that kind of wraps up everything I've learned in the past year and a half of weightlifting. I want you to go and check out my 1-year transformation video of me starting as a big old plumper, big old stomach, lots of fat on me, and transforming into someone that actually looks kind of decent, has some decent muscles, and you get to see the development that I created over that year's time. And I tell you what, it's one of the best things that I ever started, and I have a lot of people to thank in supporting me to accomplish this. You're going to need help, you're going to need assistance. Find a good friend that will help you be there, and they will help you get to the place that you want to be.